I have listened to John Bevere for a very long time. If you don't know who he is, him and his wife are very well-known preachers in the United States and really all over the world. And I remember hearing how Lisa Bevere, and John Bevere tells a story how Lisa Bevere had, first of all, they have 4 sons, and one of their sons came to them, and something had happened to him that was just not good, and he started complaining and crying to his mom, and saying to his mom, Lisa Bevere, "Mom, this is unfair." And I don't know what kind of mood Lisa Bevere was in at the time, but she snapped back and said, "Son, life isn't fair. Do you think it was fair that Jesus had to die on the cross?" And the conversation just ended right there. And so, that's a conversation ender because it's such a poignant statement. Was it fair that Jesus had to die? Was it fair that he had to die for us? The obvious answer to that is no, it wasn't fair. And when I look at just even being a parent, for example, being a parent is not fair, is it? Now, you can say, well, there's little ifs, ands, or buts that you can be throwing in there, but I'm just talking about being a good parent, all right? And you loving your children. There's not necessarily a fair equation that takes place there, because you are giving, and giving to your children in ways that they will never, ever be able to give back to you, right? It's not about fairness when it comes to your children. Right? It's about giving them the support that they need, loving them, helping them to grow up and become who they're called to become. It's a very unselfish kind of thing. And whenever we're crying for unfair or justice, we got to wonder, what is the source or where is that coming from? Now again, logically speaking, there are things that are wrong, there are injustices that take place, things that are unfair, and God cares about those things. But there's a lot of things that we cry unfair for that I wonder, is it really that big of a deal? Kind of like what I said, do we make a mountain out of a molehill kind of thing? But again, we're going to be dealing with unfair things all of our life. And you will find that some of those things that are unfair for you prove to be a blessing and a grace to others in your life and in your family, and particularly your children, or those that you are mentoring, or those that you are helping to follow the Lord. All right, so let's look now at Jesus, though, because Jesus' life is, again, when you look at it, you don't think unfair, but let's just kind of reframe and look at Jesus' life for a second, and let's see if perhaps if we put ourselves in those shoes, would we be crying unfair in most of these circumstances? Now, how about the fact that he became a human being? Was that fair that Jesus became a human? He was literally with God. He is one with God, and he comes down to earth to be in the limitations of a human form. So was Jesus limited? Absolutely yes, he was limited. All right. So before he's with God, he's with he's part of who created God created the earth through Jesus. All right, all powerful. All right, he's with God and he's one with God. Again, the Trinity is one of those mysteries, but we can use this language that he was one with God and the Holy Spirit, and he was sent here to earth to take on the form of a human being, raised and grown up by Mary and Joseph. Okay, and there are a lot of limitations of being a human being compared to being with God in heaven.